Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Quick turnaround for Game Week 14 as we go into a busy December period, so we'll keep this one short and sweet, looking at my team selection plans and some potential transfers you might, or I might, want to make before the Tuesday deadline. First of all, let's get this video to 10 likes, and before we get into Game Week 14, let's take a look at how Game Week 13 went. I ended up taking a -4 again, so I ended up on 71 points overall, which gave me a small green arrow. But I've put my team in a much better position now to attack the next few game weeks and limit the damage from some highly owned players. The decision to move away from Haaland was a good one overall, but it didn't go as smoothly as it could have. Getting Saka in was a huge plus with his 18-point haul, but I am slightly annoyed I took the captaincy off him on the deadline after I'd had a few Guinnesses on a Friday night. Don't drink in FPL. The other change was to put Isak in for Haaland, which didn't go as well as the Saka transfer. He came off after 20 minutes with an injury to his hip, so only managed 1 point. The other option would have been Nicholas Jackson, who ended up scoring and not getting a yellow card against Villa, meaning he's available to play in a Southampton game, so you win some, you lose some in that regard. Raya only managed a 2-pointer in an Arsenal defence that let in 2 goals to West Ham. Gabriel owners really profited in that game with his goal and assist for being punched in the face. Manchester United and Dalot managed to keep a clean sheet against Everton in their 4-0 win, so that was a 6-pointer for him. Another frustrating Newcastle asset in Hall, they conceded in the last minute of the game and drew 1-1, which meant Hall's clean sheet points were wiped. And Wolves gave away a hat-trick of penalties, losing 4-2 to Bournemouth, meaning 8 Nuri ended on 0. Saka wasn't the only player to haul though. Palmer got 14, getting a goal and assist against Villa and all 3 bonus points. That's actually Palmer's first returns in the past 3 weeks, but that's why we have him in the team, because he can just haul at any point. Another frustrating week for Mbeumo owners. Brentford won 4-1 against Leicester, but Mbeumo was not involved in any of the goals and ended on a 2-pointer. Likewise with Rodgers owners. A little bit of a trickier game against Chelsea, but he came off in the 63rd minute after no returns. And now I said earlier that I was slightly annoyed that I took the captaincy away from Saka, but that was very, very slightly because the man I put it to was Mohamed Salah. He managed his 3rd double-digit return in a row with a goal and an assist against Man City. And last but not least, Matheus Cunha also only managed a 2-pointer in Wolves' 4-2 loss to Bournemouth, but the fixtures are still on his side, so he won't be going anywhere. Before we quickly dive into my transfer plans for the upcoming game week, there are a few fixture swings for teams coming up in game week 14. And the first one is Brentford. As you can see in the graphic, they've got a very, very harsh fixture turn in Game Week 14, playing the likes of Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest, Brighton, Arsenal, one saving grace in Southampton, then Man City and Liverpool, all the way up to Game Week 22. So looking at those fixtures, I think pretty much all the Brentford assets in terms of defenders are not options anymore. They have been scoring pretty freely still though, but I know quite a few people will be looking to move away from Mbeumo this week. Now, this is highly dependent on your budget. If you've got a big budget after you take him out for the likes of Saka, then that's 100% where you should go. Other pricier options like Fernandes and Odegaard are good options too, but Man United do now have to play Arsenal, Forest and Man City in their next 3. A cheaper option, if you don't have the funds or you're looking to downgrade in terms of price, would be Matoma. He scored in back-to-back games. Or the likes of Bowen at the same price is also a really good option because West Ham also have a fixture swing in game week 14. I know they haven't been great this season, but they've got Leicester, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brighton and Southampton in their next 5, and Bowen is kind of the outlier in their team. He's still a great player and a great asset in FPL. The last swing I want to talk about is actually Forest. In game week 14, they play Man City. Now, I know that hasn't at the moment seem like a hard game, but it is. Then they play Man United, Villa, Brentford and Spurs. So in my opinion, this is the time to move away from Wood. I know he's just scored a penalty, but that was against Ipswich. Just think, now's the time. With the other cheaper strikers doing so well in Cunha and Pedro, you should just move to one of them. In terms of what my team selection is going to look like for Game Week 14, before any transfers, it's a little bit like this. Not really an ideal week for defence, but I don't really want to just react and take 4-point hits just to put defenders in. Lewis Hall's the one that's sitting on the bench at the moment as they're playing Liverpool, but with Rico Lewis just playing against Liverpool, there's also a chance that he doesn't start or doesn't get 90 minutes. I'll stick with Raya in goal at the moment at home at Man United, but I could go to Fabianski as they're playing Leicester away. Dalot also has a pretty tough fixture against Arsenal. Aït-Nouri is probably the only defender with a quote-unquote nice fixture in my team. They're playing Everton away. Going into the midfield, and it would be Salah, obviously, away at Newcastle. Rodgers would be starting again, despite the fact that he might be a minute's risk against Brentford at home, as well as Mbeumo at Villa away. Saka is obviously still in the team, likewise Cole Palmer. Chelsea are playing Southampton away, so it's looking like I'm going to give Cole Palmer the captain's armband. Southampton also have a lot of injuries and suspensions to some of their top or most important players. The likes of Ramsdale is injured, Harwood Bellis, Dibbling and Downs are all suspended until game week 15. There's a small chance it could move to the likes of Salah or Saka, but I'm 99% sure at the moment it's going to be on Cole Palmer. Hopefully game week 13 was just a blip for Cunha, and against Everton away, he'll get back his scoring form. Isak is a really difficult one because the turnaround is so quick. I'm not really sure if he's going to be available for the Liverpool game or not. Now, Liverpool is a really tough game, so I probably wouldn't have been expecting much from him anyway, even if he was fit. But Eddie Howe said it was more like a contact injury, not a muscle injury, so a bruise or something. So I don't imagine he's going to be out for a very long time if he does miss this Liverpool game. So that's why I've got one free transfer and I will probably be using it up front this week. But I won't be taking Isaac out. I'll be taking Stewart out, the 4.5 million striker, and putting João Pedro in. So the team will be pretty much the same, but I think I'll have Isaac on the bench and I'll be starting João Pedro. Now they're playing Fulham away, so it's not an amazing fixture, but I think João Pedro is just a great pick long term in general because of his price and Brighton's fixtures. So I was always planned to get him in anyway. Why not this week? I would also like to have Gabriel in, and I could still take out Rico Lewis and get Gabriel in with the money I've got, but I don't really see the point in doing it this week. Taking a -4 for a defender, I'm not really sure, and they haven't got an exactly easy fixture against Man United. I'm not 100% expecting a clean sheet. Plus the fact that, he's got a yellow flag. By the way, I'm pretty sure he is going to play, but we won't get any news from Arteta, that's for sure. But he got taken off at half-time. I think that was more to do with the fact that they were coasting against West Ham and he had a niggling injury from the Sporting Lisbon game rather than actually anything that happened in the West Ham game. So that may be a book transfer for next week unless something drastic happens to him in the Man United game. I know this one's probably a little bit shorter than normal, but that's just because of the small amount of time between the game weeks. I hope that's okay. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content throughout the season. Check out some of my other videos and go and take a look at my new TikTok account under the same name, FPL Pinnacle, for more short form content. Wishing you all good luck for the upcoming game week, and I'll see you in the next one.